rewrite the narrative is not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just rewriting a story for it to make sense. This brings me to DeadAss Podcast, where Devil and his wife discuss monogamy and sex within their marriage after 10 years. Let's get into it. There's a lot we can learn from them.
I am not allowed, based on our marriage laws and the contract we've signed with each other,
Right.
to have sex with anybody else.
Right.
So these urges that come, I have to share them with the one person I decide to spend the rest of my life with.
Right.
So that brings me back to my soundbite.
Okay.
Right? I don't understand, and this is what we can discuss. As a woman, because I don't want to say it's a man versus woman thing, but a lot of women do complain, oh, my husband's always on me. Why is he always on me? If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men? If you know that you don't want to have to deal with him all the time just wanting you, why do you push monogamy on men?
Well, who's to...
Valid question. Devil is asking, why would women want to push monogamy on men? Meaning, why would you want to be that one woman in this man's life if sex is a chore for you? This is, I think, a valid question that he articulated so well. I wouldn't have been able to articulate that question like that. I may feel it, but I wouldn't be able to articulate it. And this is the best outlet, because his wife and him, they're able to have this discussion. And it's a powerful discussion. Let's continue.
Say I pushed anything on anybody. Like,
Well, we
if
know
two
that you pushed
people-
monogamy on me.
I pushed monogamy. I forced you to get married to me?
Time out. I didn't.
I would say she is being elusive here, because it become a different question. The question starting to evolve into something bigger, right? She's saying, who said that I push it on you? And he reiterated that you did put it on me, you know?
Say you forced me to get married, but
Let's go.
did you not say to me that you wanted to be engaged and you wanted to be married before you lived with me? You didn't say that?
I want $1 billion. That don't mean I'm going to get it. I
But-
can want
but I'm
something,
asking,
but not...
You right now you're dodging the question.
Nobody pressed you to do it. Yes, is that something I want?
And this is where context is key. The content of the story is that, hey, they are married, and however it happened, it happened. Now, when you put it into context, he brought her back to the beginning, and he highlighted her requests and her demands. And now she is starting to go back to that place where she was, and she started thinking about what was going on. She was making a request, but she also knew that there was a possibility that the request may not be fulfilled. Let's keep going.
Yes, it was. But
You didn't impress me. Are you gonna lie now
So
to
you're
the
gonna
people
say-
because we talking about sex?
Deval,
You're gonna
Deval.
lie now to the people?
DeVal, knowing...
Kadeen,
a
you didn't want
strong-
monogamy?
Of course I did.
So then why are you avoiding the question?
That's not avoiding the question. I'm saying, does that mean because I wanted and I requested that you were going to deliver it? Like, nobody pressed you for that.
Talking about, you just said you wanted it and requested it. Do you not hear yourself?
I can make a request. Is the request going to be granted?
Am I?
Okay, there you go again. Two different perspectives, two different people, two different gender, two different goals. This guy, Devil, is in a relationship with the woman he loves. The woman he loves is making a request. It's a guy's duty, or at least that's what we men think. It's our duty to fulfill a request. He tried to fulfill her request, and he successfully fulfilled her request. The problem is, however, he did not make a request. And she's highlighting it here that, hey, you did not make a request. And if I had known that what I was signing up for was this challenging, I would have re-evaluated my contract. And this is very important, especially because she is being real. I think she's being real here. She's saying that I made a request for what I wanted. Nothing guaranteed that I would have gotten it. I got it. I received it. So that's good. But you did not make a request. Now, this is important for most of us to understand, to pull the input, the context is good. The content, amazing content, because this is a kind of discussion that men and women need to have without being volatile and explosive. But he's asking a question, and he's not emotionally charged. He's not in his emotion, and she's not in her emotion. But we got an opportunity to see male nature and female nature here. She's being cunning, he's being assertive, and we learned something from this. He delivered what he promised. She got what she requested. He did not make a request. Let's keep it moving.
That's up to you, bro.
Am I not granting you monogamy?
You are granting it to me.
So this is my question.
Look at me always. Look at your boy. Look at your boy.
This is my question. If you wanted monogamy,
okay,
why would you want monogamy if sex is a chore for you? That's the question. You're avoiding the question.
I'm not avoiding the question, but at first you said women, or in general me specifically, are pushing monogamy on somebody. Okay, yes, that's something that I wanted, but I didn't press you for it and be like, DeVal, I'm gonna hold a gun to your head to propose to me.
Time out.
Also, let me finish. Also, I don't feel like I was adequately prepared for marriage, and I've said that before, because
that's the logic where they're asking for what they want, but they don't realize that being the one that constantly making a request to another person, whether it's a business, you're literally pressuring them into making a decision. If you keep requesting that somebody come see you, ultimately you'll go see that person just to shut them up, and you would get it over with. The next time they speak with you, it may not be the same request. She made a request, he granted that request, trying to please her. Her request over time will evolve. If he was making requests at that point, maybe, again, she said she would have evaluated. Maybe she would have decided that he's not the guy for her, because now he's asking of her things that she's not willing to do. And we may look at this again as men and said, this woman is just being cunning. She's just crazy. But she asked for what she wanted, and that is what I learned from this, to be completely honest. I learned that it doesn't matter what stage in life we are. When negotiating, whether it's whether it is at our job, or if it's a life changing decision like a marriage or a relationship, you need to make the requests that would satisfy you going forward. Because after she got what she wanted, she realized that this relationship came with things that she did not sign up for.
I knew that marriage and monogamy was going to involve me trying to meet you where you were at sexually for years to come. Then I probably would have reevaluated it if I wanted to be monogamous anyway.
So that's fair, but we're not even talking about marriage. Let's even talk about dating, right?
Okay.
Two people are dating. Typically in society, who asks for exclusivity first, a woman or a man?
I would say a woman.
Thank you. That was my whole point. See, you were going all over the place. If women typically ask for exclusivity first, then when they get exclusivity, say, he always on me, he always want to have sex. Why are we asking men for exclusivity if we do not want to participate in sex at the same level as men? We have to think about what that does to a man, and I don't think that conversation is being had.
Okay, I agree, and that part I agree with. Yes, that women are typically the ones that will ask for the exclusivity. I get that. Yeah.
And that's another good point. He's asking the right questions that most of us men would never ask, and it's not because we don't want to, but it's only because he was able to articulate it better than most of us. Why ask for exclusivity with a man? Trying to be that soul partner, yet you are not prepared to meet him where he is sexually, emotionally, mentally, or whatever it might be. You're trying to satisfy a person's appetite, yet you don't understand what that appetite is, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, or otherwise. She did know what she wanted. Therefore, getting exclusivity was a part of her goal. It was just her goal to get that exclusivity, because exclusivity or monogamy comes with a certain with security, guaranteed security for a woman, much more so than for a man. Let's have her give her final piece and we'll wrap this up.
Me as a woman, I don't think that I was necessarily prepared or in the mindset to know that. It's almost like once you get into it, then you're like, oh shoot, like this is what I'm gonna have to keep up with.
I get that.
Us speaking as 36-year-old people know that now. Had I known that at 26,
I get that.
I would have to contend with that, even in the dating realm.
And this again, this is why I think this woman is being honest. She explained that at 26, she had a goal and she was going for that goal. And the goal was not necessarily just dating this guy. The goal was securing her future. And in all honesty, it's much easier for a 26 years old woman to make that kind of demands. At 36, she would have to settle. She would definitely have to do a little more settling, even if she's accomplished. So I think this is a very honest conversation, and it's very refreshing to see that they were able to have it without emotions get thrown in there and then throw everything off. If this makes any sense, if you like my reasoning, my conversation, please drop a comment. Just help me grow this channel. Like, share, subscribe. Be right, Narrative.